this is your astrology for April 2016. I'm going to give you a rundown of what's coming up. On the 1st of April, your Moon and your Pluto are conjunct in your 6th house of day-to-day routine and work. Okay, so at the beginning of the month, you're going to feel very comfortable, like you're on the right track, like you're affecting change in your career, and it's very likely that you have an idea of where you want to get to. Very productive if you're wondering whether when's the best day to work on a project or when you're going to feel at the peak of your powers. 1st of April is a really good day to just do the legwork, plug away at something and really make a good impression, a good impact on what you're trying to achieve. On the 2nd of April, Venus and your midheaven start to conjunct each other, and Venus loiters around that midheaven the entire month. The midheaven is the angle in your chart that represents work, and it's in Pisces at the moment. So it shows me that you really want to be doing work that you feel is meaningful, that's helpful to others. Venus in Pisces also is very giving, it's very selfless, and you're going to be focused on especially doing something for people in an institutional sense. You really want to be there for other people. So that's a big responsibility that you're taking on. You've also got a lot of other planets in that 8th house influencing that. You've got the asteroid Chiron, you've got your south node of the moon, you've got Neptune, all in Pisces in that 8th house. So you may feel like it's up to you to give back so that you can let go of something that you feel resentful about. So if you work for the post office and they really did you wrong, you may want to do something for a charity situation with the post office so you can let go of your own anger, your own resentment. The south node of the moon is in Pisces there. So what you're doing at the moment, it has kind of karmic implications, and you feel driven to help other people, whether you've done something in a past life that you weren't happy with, or whether you have a lot of money and a lot of blessings in this lifetime that you want to give back. Because of that, it feels important for you to help on the 2nd. Neptune also in Pisces, the dream of what something can be. I really think you have this, the brotherhood of man kind of perspective going on at the moment, and you really want to be a part of that and use your skills and your talents to make things better for other people. So make sure you give yourself the opportunity to do that. On the 4th of April, the moon joins all of that energy in the 8th house, and you feel most comfortable when you're doing service work. So when you're giving, when you're working for a charity, when you're doing something selflessly for other people. So if you're asking me how can I make myself feel good and happy at the beginning of April? By tapping into your spirituality, by doing that through helping other people, through being of service to them. On the 6th of April, Mercury goes into Taurus in your 10th house, and really, Leo, this is a really nice time for you to communicate very practically and very solidly in your working life. You're really on top of your game, you know what's going on, you have your knowledge, your information down pat, you know what you're doing, and it's a really good time to take action and to really work very well, but also to show people what you're doing and what you do and what you're capable of doing. So if you're looking to be promoted, or if you want to say, listen, this is what I do on a daily basis, therefore I should have more money or something like that, you can get your points across very well and evidence it very well in case someone just doesn't want your word for it. Venus is in your 9th, and it goes into Aries also on this day, the 6th of April. So the day is going to feel somewhat powerful and unsettling because both Venus and Mercury change their energies. They're both personal planets, so you may personally feel like your focus alters completely. Venus in Aries means that you're going to be very focused on traveling, on exploring, on discovering new things in your own way. So I want to study the thing I want to study. I want to go to Bali because I've never been there. I want to figure out how to do carpentry because I've always been interested in. It's something that's very personal to you. On the 7th, the new moon occurs and it pulls in more Aries energy into your 9th house. And the 9th house is all about, how do I get bigger in my life? How do I broaden my horizons? How do I learn more? How do I experience more? And you've got loads going on in that house now. You've got Uranus, Sun, the moon, Venus, and your midheaven all in Aries. So you're really going to ask yourself, how can I make my working life bigger so that I reach more people, or that I have more responsibility or greater scope? How do I do more with my life, and how do I become more of a unique, independent person? The answer is through having your own experiences, learning, traveling, doing all of those things. And that's really going to be the desire. How can I make my life bigger? So you really have the potential, and you trust the answers that come through, because you're really going to want to grow as an individual, and that's wonderful. You know, we all have a lot of growing to do. So you're actively excited about that process is great. On the 9th, there's a grand trine in Earth. It connects your moon, your Pluto, and your Jupiter. This is a wonderful day for you to have real success in your working life. Money success, daily routine success, career success. This is the best day so far in terms of your work. First of the month was good in terms of, you know, being busy, making an impact. Now the 9th of April, you're going to have some sort of good news when it comes to your money, your career, your belonging, your career, your finances. On the 12th, the moon's, and that lasts until the 12th, then on the 12th, the moon starts to square your midheaven and your Venus. Your moon is now in Cancer in your 12th, so this desire to help and be of service to other people, that's going to color what you explore and what you want to learn about. So for instance, I want to help people with disabilities, then you will find that you find exactly the right course that will give you the training that you need. Or if you want to make your business greener so that, you know, you're helping people but you're also not depleting the planet's resources, then you'll find ways of implementing that, you know, a course or a kind of a way to make big companies greener so they use less paper, all of that stuff. Ultimately, this is going to, a door is going to open up for you that will help you to achieve the things you want to achieve, which is helping others. On the 13th, the grand trine in Earth continues, and it is very powerful this time because it includes your Mercury. Mercury is in your 10th house, so this is another excellent day for you in terms of your career and your work. And really, out of all of the signs of the Zodiac so far, you have the best month in April when it comes to your career. And success in career to me is, I care about what I'm doing, I'm making progress, I'm being promoted, I'm making more money. On the 14th, the moon starts to sesqui square Saturn. Saturn is in your 5th, and Mars is in your 5th as well. So if you're a woman, you tend to look for Mars. If you're a woman and you're watching this, you as a female Leo will find that there's an abundance and there's a lot of men that you meet as a result of your actions to help other people. So by being of service and helping others, you find a potential partner and you have different men come into your life. If you're a man, a male Leo, and you're watching this, it might be that there's a lot of competition going on when it comes to romance, and that you feel like you have to extend yourself even further to get what it is you want. If you're a gay man, it looks good for you. As a gay Leo, lots of men again around for you, and in terms of you meet them through broadening your horizons, helping other people. And if you're a gay female, then again you might feel like you're being prompted to exert yourself more, to explore more, and you might have the drive to actually bring a partner into your life, and that's quite significant and important for you around the 14th. In fact, it might be that that's your primary goal on the 14th. On the 15th, the grand trine in Earth continues, but also there's a grand trine in Fire now. And that connects your yourself. Your moon is now in Leo, so you feel very aligned with who you are. Your Venus and your midheaven in Aries in your 9th, and then Saturn and Mars in your 5th. So the strongest element here on this day is fire. There are so many things in fire, it's unbelievable. You've got the Ascendant in fire, you've got Moon in fire, and those two are in your sign of Leo. You've got Mars and Saturn in Sagittarius, fire. You've got the Sun, Uranus, Venus, midheaven in Aries, fire. So everything is really, really feeling very good for you. You can really achieve anything you want, and you feel so optimistic, so confident, and like you can get out of life what you want. This is the day for you when you feel spiritually strong, when you feel the most optimistic that you've felt in ages, and that your hopes and dreams are alive and very attainable, and it feels like everything is within your grasp. So anything that you need to do, anything difficult that you have to tackle it on the 15th. You're going to feel amazing. The 16th, Chiron starts to oppose the north node of the moon, and Chiron here is in your 8th. This is a day when a past disappointment will raise its head, and it will remind you that life isn't just smooth sailing, as if we need a reminder, right? But this is after this great success on the 15th, reality just kind of kicks in again, and it's like, oh well, remember that not everything always does go your way, blah blah blah, and it kind of brings you back down to planet Earth a bit. The moon goes into Virgo on the 17th, and that's in your second house, okay? Moon is in Virgo in your second, so is Jupiter, and so is the North Node. Finance, career, your belongings, amassing wealth, prosperity is a big goal for you at the moment, and has been for a while. But again, with the moon here, you feel satisfied and you feel happy with what you receive on the 17th. So again, it indicates a day where you make great progress, where you have news that actually make you feel good, like getting a check in the mail, or the boss coming in and saying, you know, we want you to do this for the company. Any of that positive events occurring on the 17th in terms of your financial life. On the 20th, the moon is in Libra, and it opposes your Venus in Aries. So this is interesting, okay? What you're going to feel conflict with is you still have this desire to explore and to explore things about the world and broaden your horizons for your work, and to do it in your own unique way. But what you're also going to feel very interested in, or you're going to feel like you're part of a community on the 20th. You're going to feel like you can't just be selfish and think about yourself all the time, because you feel like you're part of something, like a club or a community and you're going to feel like you have to do things for other people because you're part of the group. And that lasts until the 21st, okay? So you have to choose, really. Do I kind of keep doing things for myself, or do I compromise and take other people into consideration? You're going to feel more comfortable if you compromise, and if you just take the day off maybe and you lend your support to some community. That's what you're doing with this anyway. The drive and the push is to broaden your horizon so you can help people. So you actually have the opportunity to do that on the 20th. Why not? Help, you know? Align yourself with other people's will, and don't, if there's a lot of conflict, then I would say if you can't beat them, join them. Definitely take that approach. On the 22nd, there's a full moon in Scorpio. And this full moon is in Scorpio in your 4th house. And what I feel is that you're going to sense a lot of, you're going to start to feel like you're being held back a little bit by people around you. And like you're being controlled and told what to do. And that's holding you back on a practical level, and that's holding you back from expressing your true ideas, your true self. And it's going to bring up resentment and times in the past where you had to sacrifice things because of other people. I don't think it's realistic. I think you're overreacting a little bit. I think you're going a little bit off beam by suddenly becoming resentful for someone standing in your way. If anyone stands in your way today, Leo, God help them, because you're going to really, really let them have it. All the pent-up anger and resentment that you've carried around with you that you haven't noticed will blow up today. So watch out for this full moon in Scorpio. You're going to feel intense. If people contradict you or stand in your way, you're not going to like that. Conflict is useful if it affects change. If conflict is just there for the sake of conflict, it's pointless. Like, I had a thing the other day where I went to the pharmacy and I made a mistake. I I bought this thing, and the lady behind the counter, she's like, oh, okay, I've noticed you've bought this before. Have you spoken to your doctor about it? Is it okay for you to take this? Da, da, da. And I really didn't like it. I didn't appreciate that. And I don't like conflict, and if I do have conflict, then it's like I just said, so it can affect change. But basically, I said, I really don't like this, and I don't think it's any of your business to question me about these tablets that I'm taking. It's none of your business. And I really immediately noticed that I'd made a mistake, because it didn't make my life better, and it didn't make her life better. And if anything, I wouldn't feel inclined to go back to that pharmacy. I would go somewhere else. So I've created more distance, and if conflict allows you to have better ties, more relationships, then it's good. But if it just kind of pulls you away from people, then, I mean, what's the point? I mean, what I'm going to have to do in that situation is possibly go up there and say, I'm sorry I reacted so rudely, or, you know, and that doesn't fill me with joy. So think about what you have to do afterwards on the other side of conflict as well. Just kind of, because, you know, humbling yourself and saying, I had a bad day, your question threw me, I didn't really appreciate it in that moment, and I'm sorry I was rude or whatever. No one likes to do that. So around this time of the month for you, Leo, be aware of that kind of thing. Okay? On the 26th, the Moon and Saturn and Mars conjunct in your 5th house, and this is an amazing, wonderful time for romance again. Wonderful. Especially for the women and the gay men. So, and if they're Leo, obviously. So, really 10 out of 10 for love and romance, finding new romance, enjoying romance and love in your existing relationship, really top notch for Leo. On the 28th, Mercury goes retrograde. And this is sad, because Mercury is the communication planet. It's in Taurus, it's in your 10th house. All of that beautiful work, success, and wonderful genius that's been going on in your chart for the month of April now slows down and alters with Mercury seemingly going backwards. So make the most of April until the 28th to really thrive and enjoy your career, your work, because it does kind of come to an end a little bit. The energy does shift on the 28th of April, and it becomes more labored, and it becomes slower, and it takes a lot more work to get your point across. On the 29th of April, the Moon squares Venus. Venus is now smack in the middle of your the top part of your chart. It's in Aries. The Moon in Aquarius here squares it, and they create energy between them. Now, the Moon and Venus like each other anyway. Venus is love. The Moon is the feminine. It's the soul. It's what you are like on the inside. And you're really going to feel driven to do something for someone you love, free of charge. You're going to want to buy them flowers, or send them a little note saying, I love you, I've always loved you, or to send them a little note, to do something really selfless. I actually had someone send me this. It just reminded me. I got a little bracelet in the post, and it says loved. And I just thought that was so sweet. So, you know, if you do those kind of things, you never know the kind of effect you can have on another person. Just go with that feeling when it comes on the 29th. If you do something nice for another person, it will go down very well, and they'll appreciate the gesture. On the 30th of April, Venus goes into Taurus, and that's now in your 10th house. So again, you had a little bit of a dip with this Mercury retrograde, and Mercury stays in retrograde until the 22nd of May, okay? But for you, Leo, specifically, what mitigates that and what compensates for the retrograde Mercury is this Venus in Taurus, because Venus is, you know, when Venus goes retrograde, we look at businesses and work struggling a bit. But because it's in Taurus in your 10th, it offsets the Mercury retrograde, and it gives love and passion and joy to your working life, to your career. And you're going to be the sign that is least impacted by Mercury retrograde when it comes to your working life. So you're really going to benefit and thrive from that placement there. So that's it for April. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful month. If you'd like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab. It will show you the types of readings that I offer. Please remember to subscribe to the channel so the videos actually show up, and I will speak to you next month. Take care and have a fabulous April.